Okay, so it says by Beshalach Paro Asam, right? So Paro, we're going to learn Parshas Beshalach. It's interesting. And when Paro sent the nation, this and when, the Medrash says it's Vayehi as a connotation of woe. Woe, Vayehi. It's a woe. Woe is it? Who's saying woe? What's the woe about? So the Medrash says something interesting. The Medrash says that Paro said woe. He said it's like a person who got a plot of land as an inheritance, and he wasn't bothered working on it, dealing with it. He sold it for a pittance, and the person was more serious about doing something with it. He started to dig and started to work on it, and he found a tremendous, great treasure. And he started to build this palace. And the person goes by, sees this palace, says, "Whoa, what did I do? I just sold the thing away." And he found this. I should have just worked it. I should have done what normal people do, built on it. Why was I so lazy? So the same thing, Paro, when he saw that we left, he realized how much he lost. Jewish people out of my country. I mean, there's a lot of people like that. A lot of nations. We left, and then suddenly, what happened? We lost something very valuable, very, very precious. They don't realize it until it's a little late. So Rav Tzadok deals with this idea of who's saying woe? Who is saying woe? So he said the first question is, why is it so concise? Why is it so long? I'm sorry. Why isn't it concise? Just say, well, when they left Egypt, this is what happened. Why is it so long? Well, when they left, we should regret. What's going on? So he says something very interesting. He said, this idea of this woe, he said, Paro understood that we were completely embedded in the klipas, in the husks, in the other side, completely under him. He had to say leave. Until he said leave, we could not be forced out. Can't force us out. Jewish people can stay under his thumb. He had a lot of time left. He was, what happened? They left. What did I do? Why did I send them away? What happened? What's going on? I could have kept them. Why did I tell them to go? There were a lot of accusers on us. Even it says, no dog barked at the Jewish people. Who cares? No bird chirped. Why no bird? So he says, no, the meaning of no dog barked on a deeper level is this is the beginning of different accusing angels, different accusing forces. That's why their statue, he says the statue of Baal Zephon, it looked like a dog, like this angry dog, because that was their power of keeping slaves with them. They wanted to keep these people under them. And we just, no, it couldn't bark, couldn't stop us. But there were accusers. So we needed the merit of the schus of the others. We needed Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov by Kriyas Yam Suf Yosef. We had to get out. That's how it says our whole it says that every aspect we were surrounded by the merit of the others. That's the way it was. Anan is Anan in the cloud is Avram. Yom is Avram. Day is Avram, and Anan the cloud is Yitzchak, right? And then you have Laila, if I remember right, is Yaakov. It's in the Zohar. Yomam is Avram, Amod Anan is Yitzchak, then Achosim Aderech, the Sholem way is Yaakov. And the Amod Aish is David, he shines into the night, that's why we have Malka in the Schus of David. Fine, that the Zohar says. So, we needed help. We didn't have our own merit. We weren't ready enough. We didn't. And the Leshem I always brings beautiful Leshem. He says that the big problem was we didn't believe in ourselves. We didn't believe in ourselves. We didn't believe. Hashem can take us out, and even though we were slaves and we were far, He cares, and it makes a difference even now, no matter what. So no, we didn't believe. We didn't have to. Well, always testing, checking. Is He with us? Isn't He with us? What do you mean? Is He? Of course He is. No. I don't know. What do you mean, don't know? So it says Hashem, we shouldn't see the fighting. We shouldn't see Milchama. right? Hashem didn't take us the way of the Plishtim because it's close. He said maybe they'll regret it when they see you fighting and go back to Egypt. So he said the fighting is the milchamas hayetzer. The fighting is inside, inner conflict. What fighting? We can talk about what fighting, but Rav Tzadok says really inside, as the deeper sources explain. The Zohar says and other things. Whenever you have a fight out in the world, when you look at the world and you say, "This is happening, that's happening, other things happening. What's going to happen? What do we do? What does it all mean?" It's really messages to us. It means things for us to figure out. So when there's fighting, especially a person inside, he has fighting up from on high. Therefore, he has fighting here, and it's fighting the internal fighting as well. It's internal battles as well, internal struggles as well. It's not just as a fight and it's divorced from spiritual reality. It is the spiritual reality as it plays out in this world. So that's the main aspect of the fighting. So they couldn't. If they were going to be in this clip of Plishtim, this whatever this means, so they weren't going to be able to overcome the inner battle, and they wouldn't be able to win in the outer battles either. They want to go back to Mitzrayim, go back to the husks of Egypt. Yeah, and the Rav Tzadok says, the Medrash also says that who's saying woe? Maybe Moshe's saying woe. I'm leaving Egypt with them, but I can't take them into Eretz Yisrael. The Medrash says it's a mashal, it's a parable to somebody who the king appointed him to take his daughter to prepare her bride of another king or prince, wants to bring her to where she's going to get married. And he saw in astrology, or he understood that he wasn't going to live to take her into the chuppah. He's going to do all the preparations. Start to cry. He said, whoa. I said, what are you saying? Whoa, you're so lucky. You're the one dealing with the king's daughter. He says, I'm not going to be able to finish the job. So again, we didn't have the merit. We weren't completely ready. So since we weren't ready, we were not holding by bringing the Jewish people, but Moshe should bring the Jewish people into Israel. We just weren't on the level. Okay, Rav Tzadok also asks about how is it. He says, how could it be? Well, he explains this idea of what is the idea of, what's Shabbos Beshalach has a special name. Anyone remember what the special name of Shabbos Beshalach is? It's called Shabbos Shirah, right? Song. So Tzadok says, I don't understand. Parshas Yisro, why isn't it called Shabbos Matan Torah? Shabbat Torah, I don't know. Why is it called just Shabbos Parshas Yisro like any other week? There are a lot of weeks with special messages in the Parsha. There's so many. Why isn't Bo called Shabbat Yetziat Mitzrayim? No. Shabbos Shirah, Shabbos Shirah. It's very interesting. So, what Tzadok explains this is something very, very fascinating. He says there's only two Shabbos, right? He says Shabbos Hagadol, that's the Shabbos before Pesach, and Shabbos Shuva, right? But no other Shabbos is a special name that we really, it's, maybe Shabbos Nachamu, like whatever. There are a few, very, very rare. It's not a usual thing. He said, Shabbos Hagadol has to do with the Gula, redemption. Shabbos Shuva also the Gula, and Shabbos Nachamu also the Gula. Will be redeemed after destruction of Beis Mikdash. There's going to be redemption. Shabbos Hagadol, obviously before Pesach. In the Chos of Shabbos, that's how we get the light of Pesach. Shabbos Shuva also, we do Tshuva, that's going to bring the Gula. He said, question number 2. What's the apex, what's the climax of our Parsha? That we got the man, right? We got the heavenly food from on high. Why isn't it called Shabbos Man? Why Shabbos Shirah? We sang. But after the singing, we got man. It's a higher thing, one would think. He said, we see that this Shabbos also has in it a special power. It empowers us, it helps us, it gives us the ability to be redeemed from our spiritual and our physical enemies. He said they took us and they threw the Jewish babies into the Nile. They wanted to destroy us completely from all of our, basically to erase the person, erase his connection to Hashem on high. We cut off the Milah. It says they didn't let them do Milah. They didn't allow them, right? Disable the ability to do Milah. Don't allow them to do Milah. No doing Bris. All this is the idea of our connection on high. They wanted to remove and destroy. So we, during these weeks of Shovavim, we're in these special parshas with this special revelation of leaving Egypt and all these good things. So during these special weeks, so we're able now to access the schus, the merit of Yosef, and to regain what's called Tikun Habris. And the very first level of Tikun Habris, of purity, whatever you want to say, is a deep-seated realization that I have an intrinsic connection to Hashem. No matter what, whatever was, whatever, with my pluses, with my minuses, I have an intrinsic connection to Hashem. That is what the Shira is about. They sang spontaneously. They felt the awe like Moshe, this nevuah, this wondrous prophecy. Even children in their mother's wombs, whatever this means, there's also discussion. What does that mean? Children in mother's wombs, what's going on? Different question, but bottom line is, they sang, everyone felt this tremendous, wondrous illumination. And that's because inside we are intrinsically connected. We have an intrinsic connection. So that's why this is Shabbos Shuva, and the main thing is Shira. Yes, the man came later and all these beautiful things, but this week especially is maybe the strongest. He says the strongest Shabbos to get the light of purity and this deep understanding. Purity means I know I have an intrinsic connection to Hashem and that what I do counts and matters. That's what it means. That's what it is. Okay, so that's Rav Tzadok for today. Then we have Komarna. The Komarna also talks about this, but he says something, a different aspect of things. The Komarna says, he says, we shouldn't go the way of Plishtim, right? Don't go derech Plishtim. Hashem didn't take them, derech Plishtim. He says the Plishtim, the Medrash tells us, they were the Leitzanim, they were the mockers. They're big mockers. The Komarna says, the guy's sitting talking politics all day. Like, maybe there's a place for checking into the news. The Alter of Kelm actually says it's somebody who is not interested in what's going on in the world. He said he is sick. There's something wrong with him because it is normal human, is a human capacity of being a human to know what's going on. We just want to know. We think that this one wants to, he doesn't like. Everyone has a natural inclination, desire. He cares. He wants to check out what is going on in the world, what's happening. If you don't feel that, he said, you might have to shut that off. It could be you have to shut that off. It could be you have to say, this is distracting me from what's really important. And very often it does. But nevertheless, we have to acknowledge that fact. But news, being into news, being involved, being overly involved, this sort of thing, wastes endless amounts of time, tracks of time, hours and hours, days and days. So what happened to my day? So today we have a very special gift called the internet. This gift is a very positive. Baruch Hashem, we're doing learning a little Torah on the internet. Baruch Hashem, we'll help people get into Rav Tzadok a little, the Komarna a little, maybe some Zohar, beautiful thing, Medrash, all some wonderful stuff. Right? We're in Zion, we're in Yerushalayim, we're learning a little Torah. But on the other hand, there's a lot of negativity there. Even again, it's not always the negativity the person's doing such bad things. Might be checking the news, checking this and that, another thing. I don't know, whatever it is. And the next thing one knows, the whole day went away. And he doesn't understand what happened. What happened to my day? What happened to my day? So be very careful to try and say, no, I'm going to run away to yeshiva, I'm going to run away, I'll shut, I know, again, people, the most successful people will shut they're able to shut no internet until you're done working. Some people even have a computer. Another computer doesn't take internet. Destroyed. You cannot. You go. That's your work computer. You go on that. You don't have temptation. You don't have to, because it's very, very not. It's very. We have this natural capacity to know, to learn interesting things, to see things. And there's always an excuse. Why do you need to read this right now? No. What is his opinion? What does he think? What does that one think? And sports. Who knows? Whatever. All this stuff. And it's like this whole checking this, checking what are you doing? What are you doing? What about your day? What about yourself? This is not my team. Rav Micha was very against talking politics. He said politics. So there's a very, very He said, you have to be very careful. It's like a little insidious. He said, what happens is, you meet people talking politics. This one did this, and he thinks this, and he says this, and they're doing this, and that could happen. There's this danger, there's this possibility. So Nassim said, okay, where is Hashem here? And the answer is, nowhere. What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? It's this one, and the president, and this one, and then the Shah, and they did this, and that, Iran, blah, blah, and this, and France, and the Jews, all this sort of stuff, whatever it is. Hashem is not present, kivyachol, and he is present. So that's the fallacy. Instead of talking about such silly things, we should, again, maybe a little bit. I always say the story of Aaron Kotler. He had a student who liked to read the paper every day, half hour. He learned with a lot of Hasmadah, he was very, very diligent, but half hour he spent on the paper, know the news. And Rav Aaron would say, I don't know, you learn the paper, you read the paper, maybe open the safe. So he's like, you know what's going on? So after 6 months or something like this, Rav Aaron came over to him and said, you know what, I agree with you, I think you're right. Why don't you give me the basic idea? What happened in the news last 6 months? I want to hear. So he spent maybe 10 minutes, I don't know, giving 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know exactly, giving over the main points. What happened? He said, I understand, you spent a half hour a day on this? It took 10 minutes, 15 minutes for 6 months. What are you doing in a half hour? It's all developing and possibilities and all sorts of stuff that make no difference. It's best if a person's holding by it maybe once a week. We have to realize this is not our, right? Hashem didn't let us go that way. We should not be on this pathway of the late Sonny Hador and the Politica and people, that is not our place. That's not our pathway. He said that's really, we have Makor HaChochma, right? The Pasuk in Mishlei, Nachamu and Makor Chochma, right? And then he said there's also something called Makor HaSheker. Makor HaSheker is this Politica Plishtim thing. It's a person he can't learn. He said, in these places, very often you can find that people have good middos. They have their character traits seem to be pretty good. They're careful with honoring other people. They're careful with to be polite. He said, but that politeness we often find doesn't extend to anybody. It's their group, their clique. He said, so that's also the sign. When there's no Torah, very often it's a bechina, it's called Plishtim. This politics person in this klipa called Plishtim. So again, intrinsically, he's of course connected to Hashem no matter what. But we have to, we don't want to, this derech Plishtim, don't go that way. There are fights, or you get involved in the battles and the strategies of the world, and you forget about Hashem. Go back to Mitzrayim, Egypt, where there's completely, Hashem is completely included. He said, that's the siman. He said those Tikun Amidas, a person can tell. How do you know whether you have Tikun Amidas or not? He said, in general, with Torah, without Torah. It's very simple. If you feel below a lot of love for every Jew, that's how you feel. You just want to help, you just want to care. So then you know you're on a good path. He said, if not, so you're a little bit of bechino plishtim. Him not, he's just, this one's. Him, Svardi, Ashkenazi, Hasid, all these nonsense. You're Jewish people, whoever it is, whatever Hashem wants, that's what I'm here for. Lo shayach, this or that, the other thing. There's no difference. Today there's no difference. Just Jewish people trying to struggle and trying to live. That's really what it comes down to. Trying to have a chiyas and connect to Hashem. That's all. Everyone is. We're all that way. That's everybody. No, but it doesn't matter who you are, what you are. We're all doing our best. Especially today, it's so confused. People are so confused. They just don't. They have no idea. We have no idea. So I'm just going to do a little bit of Zohar. We'll be done. The Zohar says that a person who says the Shirah, when a person says Shiras Hayam, it's not just you sang the song that they sang. There's some interesting chazals. Chazal tell us that when you say Shira, all your sins are forgiven. Some say that means every day with kavanah. You say with kavanah, but one way or the other way, it's a very powerful thing. So it says a person says Shira in this world, will say Shira in the next world. So you say this Shira especially. You say the Shira Sayam, so you're going to say Shira in the next world. That's what the Zohar says. That's the Zohar. So many beautiful Zohars. So you say this song to Hashem. That's not a simple thing. Yeah. There's another important Zohar. We have to realize that, especially in our time now, when there's so many against us, so many fighting us, we have to understand, I have to understand that the more we're learning, the more protected the Jewish people is. The more we learn, the more protection we bring down. That's why the Zohar says, Hakol kol Yaakov b'yadayim b'dei Esav. Rav Micha said, your right hand, right, is adorned with strength. Tirat Zoyev destroys the enemy. So there's nothing that can destroy the enemy, our non-Jewish nations, those who want to harm us and destroy us, in one way or the other way, spiritually or materially. So there's nothing stronger for that, nothing that works for that really does that, except for when the Jewish people delves in Torah. The Jewish people in Torah, there's an aspect of the right hand of Hashem destroys all the bad. That's why the Torah is called Oz. It's called strength. Hashem Oz la'amu yitei. Hashem will give Oz to his strength to his nation. When we don't learn Torah, then the left hand, as it were, is the aspect of judgments. There's decrees. We went into this. We're in exile. The Gemara says, right? Why was the land destroyed? Right? Because we didn't learn Torah. Right? The Gemara explains this. The Pasuk says the Gemara explains this. Right? It's the Pasuk in Yirmiyahu, but the Gemara explains it that it means we didn't make the bracha of Torah. We didn't understand the importance of Torah. But certainly, if we're not learning Torah, as long as we're heard in shuls and Bati Medrash, Kol Yaakov, then it's not Yadayim b'dei Esav. Esav has no power over us. It's hard. It's hard. That's part of why we see such a tremendous, amazing miracles in Eretz Yisrael now. There's so much Torah. But we all have to do our part. We have to be very, very careful to try our best not to waste time. This is not me. This is me. Me, I'm supposed to be connected to Hashem. I'm supposed to be learning Torah. I'm supposed to be doing good things as much as I can. Not looking here and checking what this one says and that one says, and this happened and that happened, another thing happened. It's unbelievable. There are even people, a person has to keep track of 2,000 friends. You're like, wow, 2,000. Have you ever met these people? No, I don't know. I friended them. I don't know what exactly all this stuff. Who knows what? And then the person is like, he becomes. So what are you doing? What? How do you have time for life? How do you? I don't know. This and pictures and this, and then you go from his friend, that one's friend, the other one's friend, all day Facebook. Whole day long. It's unbelievable. Twitter. It's unbelievable. Bad enough. It's enough on there without that. And it's so much. Hashem shall be zocher to break through the yam, this like a sa'ara with this crazy churning sea of all sorts of stuff, distraction, just to focus. We don't want to go to the place, at least we want to go the other way. Different way. Without the Plishtim, without the politics, without the nonsense, without the wasting time. We're learning the Torah. One of us that's intrinsic connection to Hashem. And that this Shabbos we can really merit redemption and connection. And we're looking to Hashem. We're looking to Hashem for help.